Get comfortable on the mat, but also well positioned. So think about your sit bones being equally grounded, right? If at any time your legs don't want to be crossed anymore, feel free to take them straight. But we want to be sitting equally. We want the spine to be lifted, and we want the shoulders to still be over the hips. Even though we're sitting, we're not leaning forward. Shoulders are over the hips. And then with the shoulders over the hips, the hands come to wherever they come, more likely the thighs than the knees here. And then just take a few breaths into this. Keeping the spine nice and long. And just coming into our practice here. So a lot of the new moon is about planting seeds of intention, right? And just releasing things that no longer serve. So we're going to review the Lotus Mudra, the Lotus hand position, okay, which helps us capture things that we want. We're going to bring the heels of the hands together, thumbs touch, pinkies touch, and those middle three fingers are open like a cup, ready to receive good things, right? So as you sit in Lotus Mudra with your spine still nice and long and your breath nice and smooth, start to envision what it is that you want to plant for the upcoming season. What intentions do you have? And then just draw your palms together with all fingers touching here and bring that into your heart. So we're going to take the hands by the side now. We're nice and close to the earth. So exhale, palms are up, and as you draw your arms up, you're bringing energy up from the earth. The arms are nice and long. The shoulders are staying away from the ears. And when your hands get above your head, you're coming back into that Lotus Mudra with the heels of your hands, thumbs, and pinkies touching. Capturing energy to grow the seeds of your intention, and then as you draw your palms together and exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So just work on that 2 more times with your vision. Long arms up. Create your bowl ready to capture things. Bring it in to your heart. And one more time. Once your hands get back to your heart, just take a couple of breaths into that feeling. Inhale and exhale. And we'll release and start to move the spine, wake up the spine here, okay? So go ahead and lean back, change the cross of your legs here just to keep the mind open and active, and take your elbows out to the side, inhale. And as you exhale, round forward, bring your forearms toward each other. They may touch, they may not. And then as you open, draw your elbows back and shine your heart up. We're not throwing the head back, we're just shining the heart up. And go forward and back like that. And then the next time your forearms are headed toward each other, possibly touching, just hold here. Draw your palms to touch and bring the arms up as you lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, draw your hands down by your side. Okay. All right, so now we're going to start a little side to side action here. The left hand is gentle toward the mat. Right arm is up by the ear. And tilt over towards your left. And And then bring the right arm down, left arm up, and tilt toward the right. And that's all it is. So just move through this and start to notice what happens in your body, right? How does that side feel? Do you want to slow this down? Do you want to keep it one breath per movement? Just let that side body open up. It's had, plenty of a busy day, the spine. So whenever you come over to the left again, stay there. Make sure your right hip is grounded and take your left palm face up on your left thigh and draw that right arm in a nice big releasing circle. The next time you're over to the left, just hang out here. Now take your left arm long, parallel to the earth. Press the fingertips away. And then come on up and take it over to the right. Right hand to the right thigh. Left hip is grounded. And you make nice big releasing circles. And the next time you find yourself over to the right, stay there. Extend the right arm. Press those right fingertips away. Draw the arms up. Let's come back into that lotus mudra. Bring the heels of your hands, your thumbs and pinkies to touch, and palms together as you exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, so now we're going to move into some twisting. We're going to lean back, and some people might choose to keep 2 feet on the mat. You might choose to keep both feet up, okay? So we're lifting up, either just the heels or the feet here. Draw the arms all the way up, long spine, inhale, right ankle in front of left. Exhale, twist to the right. We're coming back up, left ankle in front of right, twist left. And up, switch, right ankle in front, twist right. Yeah. Up, switch, left ankle in front, twist left. Okay, up, switch, twist, up, switch, twist. We're going to do it one more time like this, then we'll slow it way down. Up, switch, we're to the right. Up, switch, we're to the left. And up, and switch. Hold here for a moment. Wiggle your fingers at me if your core has something to do with keeping you upright right now. Anybody's core starting to kick in? Yeah, you feel it? Okay, let's take it over to the right and stay there with a long spine. Inhale, exhale. See if you can deepen your twist just a little bit from the waist and turn your gaze towards your right shoulder. Now breathe here, and the next time an exhale comes around for you, turn your gaze to the left. And breathe, and the next time you exhale, turn your gaze back to the right. And then as you come center, arms up, feet up, and switch. Left ankle in front of right. And we're just holding here, saying hello to the core. We're about to start using it, so let's give it a little chance to wake up and twist to the left here. We're staying here, lengthen the spine, a little deeper twist to the left as you take your gaze towards your left shoulder. And then whenever your next exhale comes around, turn your gaze to the right. And on your next exhale, turn your gaze back to the left. Okay, we are going up, feet up, uncross, both feet to the mat, and just support yourself with your hands for a moment and let those hips wiggle out, inhaling and exhaling. All right, so we're going to be doing a reclined core work, all right? And we're going to lay down. If you want to watch for just 1 second, okay, we're going to lay down and take the legs straight up and then start crisscrossing. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Lay down, take the legs straight up, and then crisscross at the ankles. Just keep your legs straight up. All right, now bring them back to center. Now drop them about 15 degrees and crisscross from here. And bring them back to center. Now drop them another 15 degrees, so they're about 1/3 of the way down, and crisscross. Are you starting to feel any changes here? Just notice for yourself, right? What happens here? And let's take a little break, bring the knees in. All right, so 2 things tend to happen. When the legs are straight up, the core has less work to do. As the legs get lower, the core has more work to do. Did anybody observe that? Yes, thank you. All right. The other thing that can start to happen is that your spine starts to arch a lot, and we don't want that. So let's go ahead and sit on our hands because we're going to be continuing to take the legs lower. So let's take the legs up and just drop them 15, notice. Drop them 30, notice how that feels. Now drop them to 45 and crisscross. And pause and drop them to about 60 degrees and crisscross. And our final, drop them to 75 degrees. They're about 6 or 7 inches off the floor maybe, and crisscross. And then bring your knees in and release the spine, release the core. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, so guess what we're going to do now? We're going to start at 15 and work our way back up. Yes? Let's get those hands under the hips here, okay? Extend the legs till the heels are about 6, maybe 7, 8 inches off the mat, and crisscross. Bring the legs back together, come up about 15 degrees now, and crisscross. Bring the legs back together, come up, you're at about 45 here, and crisscross. And bring the knees in, take a little break. All right, are we ready to finish up here? We're going to start at 30. So the legs are pretty high here and crisscross. Bring the legs together, take them up to 15 and crisscross. Yeah. All right, now we get to relax. Bring the legs straight up and crisscross. 3 and 2. Woo, and bring it in. Hug your knees in and rock around. Inhale and exhale. All right. So who would like to go one time up, one time down and one time up? We're not going to hold as long. We're just going to smoothly go down and up. Everybody, right? Raise one leg. Of course you do. Raise both legs in the air. Here we go. Sitting on the hands. And we're going to crisscross at the ankles and take the legs down. Now you know where all the points are, right? Now continue crisscrossing as you bring the legs back up. Woo! Bring the knees in, bring your feet down and let your knees open and close. Little butterfly wings here. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's take a nice long stretch. Arms long, legs long. Inhale, exhale, draw your knees in, give yourself a hug, rock around. Little break here. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, that was a lot, but we're just going to do a little bit with the obliques so we get that out of the way. 2 feet down, they're hip width distance apart. Arms are up and palms touch. Okay, so from here, we're rolling the shoulders and head up and bringing the hands to the outside of the right leg. Come back down, roll the shoulders and head up, bring the hands to the outside of the left leg, and come back down. Now roll up, hands outside the right leg and extend your left leg and come back down. Hands outside the left leg, extend the right. That right heel is about 2 or 3 inches off the mat. It's not really touching. And take it up. So that's our move. Okay? Now some of you might prefer to do it with your knees and tabletop. Okay? So if you want to try that, try that. If that doesn't work for you, bring your feet back down. Here we go. Roll up, hands outside the right leg, extend the left leg, and bring it down. Roll up, hands outside the left leg, extend the right, and bring it down. Going again. Remember, you can have your knees to tabletop or your feet down. You could also mix things up. We're going right, extend the left leg, left, extend the right leg. We are almost done here. The next time you go to the left and extend your right leg, consider yourself done. You'll be even, rock around. Bring the feet down and let's just let those knees open and close. All right, who's ready to move on to hip opening? Raise one leg. Raise 2 legs if you think we need to stay at this core stuff for a while longer. Nobody, okay. All right, let's come to seated. I want to do rock the baby tonight. It's a nice little upright hip opener, okay? So we're going to come into seated mountain pose. Make sure that the sit bones are nice and evenly placed on the mat, right? And both legs are long with the feet strongly flexed here. We're going to keep the left leg long with the toes and knee face up, and the right knee, take the right foot in the right hand, and the right leg, no, the right foot's in your left hand, the right leg's in your right hand. And without moving the torso, we're rocking the legs side to side. Leg only. Yep, and you might have it a little closer in. You might have a foot in your elbow and be doing this. It all depends on where your hip is right now, right? So just work with what your hip is doing right now. Now we're going to place that right ankle above the left knee so it's on the left thigh. Support yourself with your hands and draw your left foot in just until it touches the mat. The right foot is flexed here, and let that right foot go side to side. The right leg, we're still trying to keep the torso steady. Steady facing forward, yeah. Nice. And then let the right foot come all the way over to the left. Sit up. Okay, we're going to do our hip check here. So if your right hip is on the mat, you can leave your foot where it is. If your right hip is hiked up, bring your foot in front of your left shin. Okay, left hand to the left, left hand to the right calf. Arm up and back, hand behind, lengthen your spine, inhale, and exhale without tugging with your left hand, twist. And then we're going to unwind, take both legs straight, and give them a crazy shake. Alrighty. We're just doing the same thing on the left. So we start with both legs extended, feet are flexed, just like you were standing on the floor. That's how flexed they are. And the toes and knees are pointing straight up. This time, you've got your right foot in your left foot in your right hand and holding onto your left leg, and you're rocking the baby. And again, depending on your hips, you might have a different position to be holding your left leg. And now let's take that left ankle up to the right thigh, so it's above the right knee. Support yourself with your hands. Bring your right foot in, that left foot's still flexed. And we're going side to side. And then let that left foot come all the way over to the right. Do your hip check. See if your left foot is best served staying where it is or coming in front of your right calf there, your right shin. Okay, so we're going to have the right hand outside the left leg, left arm up and back, long spine and twist. Yeah, always long spine for twist. Okay, and release and give both legs a crazy shake. Take them both long, give them a crazy shake. Inhale and exhale. All right, everybody good so far? A little rock the baby there. Okay, so we're going to come on up to hands and knees. And we will be doing gate pose. So before we get too much farther, I meant to say this at the beginning. If you need some extra padding for your knees to be on your knees in gate pose, go ahead and grab what you need. Remember, you can always flip up a corner of your mat, and that knee padding, it depends on what kind of surface you're on. Okay, so make sure that you might have a blanket or a towel that you rest on, and you can use it right now too if you want. We're going to be in tabletop. Okay, so let's come into tabletop. Adjusting the position of the hands if the wrists are unhappy about anything. Take your right leg back, tuck the toes, and we're going to give that right foot a nice little massage. Press back through the heel and roll over the foot. Press and roll. And then press back through the heel and hold. And bring that right knee down, left foot back, and give that left foot a nice massage. Press and roll. Good, and press and hold. And bring yourself back to tabletop here. Okay, so now we're going to move through our push-ups. So go ahead and take your hands forward, take yourself into a knee down plank, push up, and hips back. And some of you might want to do this from a knee up plank. That's perfectly fine. Knee down plank is wonderful. Just get those arms moving, build some strength in the arms, and get the hips ready for child's pose, however you're doing it. Yes. Perfect. And then press yourself back into child's pose. With your forehead connected to the earth some way, whether it's on your mat or resting on your hands, the forehead is engaged, and you revisit your seeds of intention that you're nourishing with your practice tonight. And then begin to float yourself up just to your knees right now. So to your knees, we're preparing for gate pose. Okay? So the knees are under the hips here. And we take the right leg out to the side. Okay? Your toes might be up. Your whole foot might be on the mat. That's a preference for you and your ankle. So experiment with that. Your left knee is right under your left hip. Right palm is face up on the right leg, left arm up by your ear. Inhale. And just like you would in triangle, keeping the shoulders stacked so we're not folding forward. We're going over, yes, here's gate to the right. We go over to the right and come up. So we're totally not concerned with how far down the right hand goes. We're totally concerned with keeping the shoulders stacked, yes. And over and up. So that's gate. Now we're going to take a gate to knee down half moon. So here we go, gate. This time when you come up, allow your left hand to come all the way down to the mat. Put your right hand on your right hip. You could stay here, or you could start to raise your right leg. You could stay here, or you could bring your right arm up. You could stay here, or you could bring your right arm over your ear. And then come back to gate pose. Right hand, left arm. Come back around and go through where you want to be in the knee down half moon. Yeah, and we'll do that one more time. We're going gate into knee down half moon. And release, knees down. Okay, is everybody okay with this? Does anybody want a standing version because your knees are like, I'm done? Are we good? Okay, so let's take the left leg out, toes up or down, figure out what's working well for you right now. Left hand is face up on the left leg, right arm is up by the ear, inhale. Starting with gate pose, we just tilt to the left and come up. Tilt to the left. No leaning forward, just side to side and up. Perfect. Tilt to the left and come up. Now we're going to add the knee down half moon. So tilt to the left. Now as that right arm comes up, let the right hand come all the way down, left hand to left hip. Stay here or raise your left leg. Possibly raise that left arm. Maybe take the left arm over the left ear. All up to you. Come back to gate pose. And take your variation of knee down half moon. And one more time, gate pose. To your variation of knee down half. Doesn't even have to be the same one you did last time, right? And then release, 2 knees to the mat. Oh, shake out. So we're going to get up in 2 different ways here, all right? If you want, you can go into down dog and stand up. If you want, you can tuck your toes, roll back, bring your hands to your heart, and stand straight up. So either way, try it if the standing thing isn't your bag. Whoa, there's a 60s term. If it's not your bag, do something else. All right, everybody's upright though, right? Eventually. Take your time. If you went into down dog and you were like, this feels so good, I'm never leaving, I totally understand. All right, so let's go ahead and move through our sun salutations. We're at the top of the mat here. And we're going to be doing crescent lunge, but we're going to be bringing the arms back in crescent lunge. So let's find the top of the mat here. Take a few breaths. Feeling grounded. Float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, we swan dive over those hip creases. Once again, we don't care how far the hands come down. Take the hands to the thighs, press your hips back, shine your heart forward for your half lift. Now sink your hips, bring your hands down, step back with your right leg and hang out here in this lunge for a moment. Wiggle around. We're bringing the right knee down. If you want extra padding, either grab your padding or fold up the edge of your mat. Right knee is down. We're in that beginning of a low crescent lunge, and then draw your hands back and your heart up, low crescent lunge. Bring your hands down and find your way to a plank. Are you going knee up right now or knee down plank? Which one is best for you right now? Nice and super strong. Chaturanga down, elbows bend. Good. And then from here, just a nice little cobra. Lift the heart, lift the hands, and release. All right, we're going into down dog, and we're going to be there for 5 breaths. So go ahead and find your way to downward facing dog. Really going to give the body, for a lot of us, this is the first dog of the practice. So we're really going to give the body a few moments to enjoy this. So just breathe. And then from here, take your right leg up, take a big step forward, bring the left knee down. We're setting ourselves back up for crescent lunge, low crescent lunge, with the arms back. Reaching back. Bring the hands down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, engage all your muscles, and take a big step forward. Left foot meets right at the top of the mat, half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. Okay, we're going to do that same thing, all right, with the arms back in a low crescent lunge, only this time we'll start on the left. So the feet are hip width distance. You're at the top of your mat. Take a few breaths. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Hands to the thighs, half lift, shine your heart forward, sink the hips down, hands down, step back with your left leg. Enjoy that lunge for a moment. Bring your left knee down and come into low crescent lunge with the arms back. Release and find your plank. Nice strong plank, whether your knees are up or down, you're strong. Chaturanga all the way down. All right, so we're going to do cobra on ridge tops. So go ahead and take your hands under your shoulders, then take them 6-10 inches away from your shoulders with your fingertips pressing into the earth, and roll your shoulders towards your ears, down your spine. Use your fingertips to help lift you here. And release. And one more time, lift up, cobra on ridge tops. Good, and release. All right, we're going to go ahead and make a pillow with the hands, bend the knees, and release the spine. Legs rock side to side, just a nice little spinal release. Bring the feet down and find your way to downward facing dog. We're going to be here, so just breathe. Enjoy all the sensations of down dog. And now take your left leg up. Take a big step forward with your left foot. Bring your right knee down. And come into crescent lunge, arms back. Bring your hands down by your one on each side of your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Lift that right knee. Super strong, big step forward. Half lift. Forward fold. And float the arms out and up as your palms touch. And your hands come heart center. All right, let's find mountain pose here. Do a little breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, great. So we're going to do some brush hands here. So let's go ahead and take the feet wider than hip width distance with the toes turned out. And just start to bend your knees and straighten them. Okay? The knees go over the toes, so we want the balls of the feet to be evenly on the earth, and that will help the knees go over the toes. Okay? All right. So now we're going to take the arms up, inhale, and as you bend your knees, just brush your hands down like you're brushing them down a wall, and lift your arms up. And brush down, and up. Nice brush hands down, and up, and down, and up. Okay, so now we're going to turn to the right, bend the right knee and brush down and up. And that right knee is going to bend and straighten, brush down and up. Yeah. Okay, the next time your arms are up, hold up. Now come back to center and brush down and up. We'll do this 4 times. Down and up. And now turn to the left and brush hands left and up. That left knee bends and straightens. Next time you come up, stay up, take it back to the center, brush hands 4 times. And bring it out all back, inhale and exhale. All right, so that was quite a workout for the inner thighs, that down and up, right? Also very peaceful. The brush hands is a very peaceful move. So let's use both of those things to our advantage as we work on tree. Find your feet nice and hip width distance apart. Okay, feeling super balanced on the earth. Lift all 10 toes and spread them out so the feet are super big. Inhale and exhale. Find a steady gaze, drishti, a point that isn't moving. And just take a nice inhale and exhale. Let go any tension, anxiety, and remind yourself to be soft in your balances, right? Just go with the flow of your balance, hands to the hips. And then we're going to take the right heel up and turn that right knee out slightly until it starts to pull that right hip back. We don't want it all, so far out that happens. And you can kickstand your heel, right heel on your left leg, and you can experiment with moving that right foot up the left leg. Just figure out where that goes for you tonight, right now, and release. Woo. All right, so we're going to do that on the left. Okay, we're steady, gaze is steady, mind is calm, left heel up, left knee is coming out slightly. We're kickstanding, left heel, and if you want to already go deeper, feel free because you've done tree a lot of times before. And then see where that left foot is comfortable right now. Perfect, and release. All right, so tree is not a new thing, so we're going to go for it this time, right? We're going to take the right leg, right foot to the left leg, draw the palms together, be in our tree. Some of you might already wish to draw your arms up, feel free, or stay here, feel free. And bring it down, release. All right. Okay, so we're going on the other side. Okay, your foot is going to be, some people's foot is going to be up here, some is below the knee, hands to heart, and you might already be feeling like you want to bring your arms up. And release. All right, take a moment to assess how balance is going for you tonight and what you want to do with that, right? Okay, we're going to add a little movement to that tree. So let's go ahead, feet to the hips. That would be a nice trick. All right, hands to the hips. Here we go. We're heading back over to the right side for the tree. Hands to heart. And maybe open and close a little bit. Open and close. And then come back to tree. And release. All right, let's try that on the other side. Take it to your tree. You could stay here. You could open and close. We're moving. Open and close. Back to tree. And release. All right, so you might have had one side that behaved a little more fussy than the other. You might have both sides working just exactly the same. So I'm going to give you a minute here, and you're going to work either 30 seconds on each side or 1 minute on one side. And that doesn't mean coming into tree and standing here for a minute, right? It doesn't have to. You're just going to play with your balance. All right, so either 30 seconds on each side, but if you did have a fussier side, then just stick with that side for the whole minute. All righty? Getting no matter. And go. If you're switching, go ahead and switch to your other side. If not, just keep playing on your side that needs more attention today. All right, 5 more seconds. Start bringing it in. And then just find a nice equal standing on your mat and breathe. All right, how'd that go? Did anybody see some improvement on the fussy side as you kept working with it? Besides me? Yes, okay. Yeah, so sometimes we think, oh, this side is just not, it's just not working well right now, I'm just going to leave it alone. But what we really want to do is give it a little more attention, right? Okay, so let's move into a nice soft warrior 2, and then we'll go ahead and figure out what else we're going to do. So take your legs wide with the right foot forward. Okay, and the right knee bent. We're going to look down and make sure that that knee is tracking right through the center of the right foot. Okay, it's over the ankle, and that left foot, the outer edge of the left foot, is grounded into the mat. And then float your arms out for the nice, beautiful warrior 2, shoulders over hips, gazing past your right fingertips. We're just going to flow in and out of this by straightening the right leg, bring the hands to your heart, and then open back to warrior 2. Straighten, hands to heart, And back to warrior two. That's all we're doing, so just keep doing that. And whenever you next land in warrior two, just hold, calmly gazing past the right fingertips. And turn all 10 toes forward, straighten the legs, bring your hands to your heart, and folding from those hip creases, go down slowly and see as far as you want to go. You might stop, high. You might stop halfway. You might continue to go down, and if you do, then either bring your hands to your legs or the mat. If you're halfway or less up, then just keep your hands to your heart. And then thinking about the feet, lift up. Just notice what's happening in your feet as you lift up with your hands to your heart. All right, let's go ahead and take those feet together, give the legs this little shake out, and we'll do warrior two on the left. So we're once again wide, left toes are forward. Setting up for warrior two, left knee over the ankle, through the center of the foot, shoulders over hips, arms out from the shoulders, gazes calmly, looking past your left fingertips. And we straighten and bring hands to heart. Open up. And again. And then just continue on your own. And whenever the warrior two comes back around for you with your arms extended, just hang here, gazing past those left fingertips. And bring the hands forward, all 10 toes forward. Notice the feet this time as you go down and as you come up. So as you go down, what's happening in your feet? And then just stop where you're stopping here, right? You could be less than halfway, you could be all the way, you could be anywhere in between. And then wherever you are, just loosen up. So if you're high up, just let the body move around. If you're low down, let it move around. Come back to center, draw those palms back together and observe the feet once again as you come up, up, up. Lift the fingertips up toward the sky and step together or heel toe your feet together. Yeah, good. Come back to mountain pose. All right, let's take a deep breath and come into lotus. And gather up all of the beautiful things that you did in your practice tonight. So palms are out, exhale, inhale, palms up, reach up, heels of the hands, thumbs and pinkies together, gather up all of the benefits of your practice here and draw them into your heart. All right, and then take a moment or two to move around, make sure everything is happy and ready to come back down to the earth here. Look around for anything that you might want for final relaxation, an eye pillow, some lavender, whatever it is, a blanket to cover you if you get cold. Okay, just keep moving, collecting, and when you feel ready, come to the top of your mat, find your mountain pose, and notice how the energy is moving through you. Notice how everything's feeling. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Bend the knees and come into a nice half lift. And hands down. Find your way to down dog. It could be table. And if you've got a lot of energy left to burn, you might even go through a vinyasa. That's completely up to you. So we're all going to meet in down dog unless you're going to table. Just go to table. Inhale and exhale. It's all good. And then go ahead and let your hips move. If you're in down dog, your knees will move too. If you're in the middle of a vinyasa, just finish your vinyasa. And if your knees are up, bring them down. Sit off to the side and find seated mountain pose. Here we are again with the feet flexed, toes pointing up, knees pointing up. Spine nice and long, inhaling and exhaling. Good. And shake everything out. So we're going to do our releasing forward fold, which means we're going to lay down and then we're going to rock back and forth and come up into a soft forward fold. Okay, very detoxifying. And that's a good thing for today, isn't it? All right, so let's go ahead and put our hands on the hamstrings and roll back. Draw your knees in, and you're going to just roll up and down on your spine. Build up a little momentum here, and then come up into a forward fold. Ooh, nice and soft. And then roll back down and continue. You build up momentum, and when you're ready, you come up into a nice soft forward fold. And then when you're ready, you go back and do it one more time. And spend a few breaths in your final forward fold here, and then roll yourself back down. Comfortably on the mat. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's go ahead and let the knees open and close. Just that nice little releasing butterfly move here. Extend both arms and both legs long. Inhale. Exhale, draw both knees in. Okay, we're going to rock side to side. Give the spine a little side. We were doing a forward and back. Now we're doing a side to side massage of the spine here. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to come into reclined pigeon. Bring your left foot down. Take your right ankle across the left thigh. Make sure your right foot is flexed and draw your left leg in. Okay? And for this, we're going to put the right hand through that triangle that the legs have made and hold on to either the shin of the left leg or the hamstring or just the sides of your left leg. Make sure your right foot is flexed. Okay, and breathe. Now notice where your left knee is and draw that left knee in line with the left shoulder if it's not already there. And you'll feel a significant difference in your hip, your right hip, when you do that, right? And just breathe. Now extend your left leg straight up, point and flex the left foot. Circle the ankle one direction and the other. Release, unwind. 2 feet to the mat. This time the left ankle comes across the right thigh, left foot is flexed. Right leg draws in. Your left hand goes in between the legs. We're holding onto that right leg somewhere. And now we're going to check and see where's the right knee. Bring it in line with the shoulder if it's not there. So that left hip has a really good chance of releasing. take your right leg up, point and flex the foot. Circle the ankle one direction and the other. And release, unwind 2 feet to the mat. Knees gently open and close. All right. Supta Baddha Konasana if that's you. Otherwise, just stay here with bent knees. Bring your hands down by your side and extend your fingers and wiggle them back into a gentle fist. Extend, wiggle, gentle fist. Just give those hands a little bit of action here. Extending, wiggling. Big long extension, gentle fist, rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Hands down by your side, and we go side to side with the head. Noticing if the neck has any stuck points to release. And then come back to center and decide how you're going to be for your final relaxation. Take any final moves that the body is requesting. Make any realignments. Bend the knees or straighten them. However you're going to feel best for our final pose of the practice and the most important one, final relaxation. So when you get to your spot where you can be nice and comfortable, inhale through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth, releasing your body onto the earth. Let the earth support you and just be. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. And on your next inhale, stretch your arms and legs long. And as you exhale, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side and up to a nice easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste. All right, happy Monday. How was that?